We're over at the Norfolk Broads Cottage. We're on the edge of the wildlife reserve here in the little wilded part of the garden where we've over summer stacked these blocks of willow. And this is a willow that was dead and had fallen down and had to be removed from the garden and chopped up. It's been put out here to season over the summer months, but now it's starting to get very wet. And what we found when we started to move this in is it's been colonised by loads of baby little newts. These are the little fellas. They're in a state of sort of suspended animation at this time of year. They've crawled in between gaps between these logs, and we think they've probably come out obviously from the dikes that are around here, but there's also some water containers that have just been abandoned and left to fill with water, so that's an ideal habitat for these little fellas. See if we can find some more for you to see. Here's one that's still quite active. There's a mate just to the right, absolutely still, but as you expose these little fellas to the light, they start to wake up, come alive and scurry off to the next covered area. They seem to be living in with a load of woodlice. Baby ones, I think they're probably eating. Ideal habitat for them to overwinter. Probably going to keep them frost free and moist, and it gives them an element of protection in these blocks of wood from predators that would otherwise pick them off. These are prone here to being eaten by the herons and a lot of the other birds. If we go down a level, just look at that little colony there, living in with the woodlice. Must be 10 or 15 of them there. Not going to be too happy at being disturbed, but there's plenty of wood that I'm going to leave here for them. We're starting to take some of these logs in now to try them out and use over the winter, because they've been seasoned for about 5 months now, and willow won't keep very well. It will rot rather than dry out and lose all its weight and substance, burn too quickly. We've got some more of these, we think, in the greenhouse as well, so let's go and see if we can find some of those to show you. It's not just in the log pile that these little fellas come to overwinter. We were starting to tidy up this greenhouse the other day, and just under these old bags of compost, look at them, they just seem to love this environment where it's moist and cold, with the little woodlice bugs that I'm still convinced are probably not just sharing their homes, but feeding them to some degree. This one's one of the bigger ones we've seen, but there's plenty of little fellas in here as well. They don't particularly seem too perturbed by having their cover removed. Just transfixed. I don't know whether they're asleep or hibernating. But certainly if you give them a little poke, they do start moving around. These ones do look as if they're probably hibernating. This fellow's very much alive and on the move. So I think what we're going to do is put these somewhere safe, cover them over again so they've got some cover, and hopefully I'll be able to tidy up the greenhouse, because we do want to bring some geraniums into here for winter protection, but still keep these little fellas alive and protected over the winter months.